You're listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Monday the 9th of February, 2026. It is 50 days after the winter solstice. It is 39 days before the spring equinox. The sun rises today at 6:57 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:10 p.m. The sun sets today at 5:23 p.m., civil twilight ends at 5:52 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 6:24 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes, 23 seconds longer than yesterday. The third quarter of the moon arrives today at 7:43 a.m. The moon rises today at 12:53 a.m. and sets at 10:23 a.m. The new moon will arrive on Tuesday, the 17th of February. These are the predicted tides today for Horn's Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 3:09 a.m., 1 meter 22. In the morning, low tide, 9:34 a.m., 9 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 3:36 p.m., 98 centimeters. At night, low tide, 9:44 p.m., 12 centimeters. This is the Monday Reservoir Report for New York City. The Delaware Watershed, Cannonsville, 69% full. Papacton, 75%. Neversink, 73%. Rondout, 93%. The Catskill Watershed, Schoharie, 39%. Ashokan, 84%. The Croton System, 98% full. In our shared realm of plants and animals, looking at the white pine trees around the neighborhood, one notices that their needles have taken on a slightly yellow or brown tinge. They are still green, but the shade is far different from the bright, lush green they display in the summer. Being evergreen, they are able to keep up photosynthesis throughout the winter, but at a much slower rate than in the warm months. And under icy conditions, they may experience freezing in the cells of their needles. This prompts the stomata, which are like our skin pores, to close, and photosynthesis under this condition is paused. But given a few days of more mild temperatures, they pick up right where they left off. So our white pines are feeling the chill right now. Commemorations. National Treasures. On this day in 1870, President Ulysses S. Grant signed a joint resolution of Congress that created what is today the National Weather Service. It was first established as part of the U.S. Army Signal Service. In 1890, it was transferred to the Department of Agriculture, and then in 1940, it came under the wing of the Department of Commerce. Today, it forms part of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. The Weather Service provides regular weather forecasting and handles hurricane and tsunami warnings. Because it is publicly funded, its many reports are fully in the public domain. It has long been in the crosshairs of those who would sell off this public asset to private, profit-making enterprises. On this day in 1897, British colonial forces invaded Benin City in what is today Nigeria. They looted the palace of the Oba of Benin and ended the kingdom of Benin, which had been independent since the 11th century. The events of that day still resonate, as the British carried off innumerable bronze statues and other treasures. Some of them ended up in the British Museum, while others were sold to collections across the Western world. Both the state of Nigeria and the modern Obas of Benin continue to press for the return of the bronzes. On this day in 1942, the famous ocean liner, the French-built SS Normandy, caught fire and sank at Pier 88 in Manhattan. When it was launched in 1931, it was one of the largest and most beautifully appointed ocean liners in the world. When France fell to the Nazis at the beginning of World War II, the ship was stranded in New York Harbor. American authorities refused to allow its return to Vichy France, sure it would fall into the hands of the Germans. Once the United States entered the war, the ship was reflagged as the USS Lafayette, and work began to convert it into a troop ship. During the reconstruction, a welder's torch accidentally caused a fire. Through a series of serious mishaps, The fire raged out of control until the ship took on water and in the wee hours of the 10th of February flipped on its side. It proved unsalvageable and was scrapped after the war. Today we remember Frank Frazetta, born this day in 1928. The American illustrator is often referred to as the godfather of fantasy art, and he illustrated comic books, science fiction book jackets, posters, and LP covers. Remember Frank Frazetta today. And that is the Observatory, Monday the 9th of February, 2026.